Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to your Wednesday Wisdom with Spirit. I'm Jeanette Byro. I am a medium and a channeler, and every Wednesday I tune into Spirit without cards, simply by either mediumship or channeling, and see what the message is. I never know what it's going to be until I start. So if you're joining me for the first time, welcome. If you're back again, thank you so much. So let's jump right in, see what's in store, see what Spirit wants to share. I just need, here it is, my favorite palm stone that I hang on to when I channel or tune in. So I'm going to see what's up. Hold on one second here. Okay, so this is going to be a mediumship message again, I think last week was, if I remember correctly. They're just showing me a little bit more imagery here, so just hold on one second. Okay, very interesting. So this is coming from the Three Guides of the Light again. Okay, so they're loving the theme that is coming through the cards so far, and they're kind of like, but of course, meaning, you know, they as well as my spirit team are the ones that are bringing through the messages. So of course they know what's going on. They're saying one thing to consider within this action or these energies of action, potentials and manifestation and all of that is the perceived idea of stagnation. Now, for some of you, you may be feeling like you're not seeing any action potentials at all, and you feel like things are like stagnant, not moving, still water, no action potentials. But they're saying what's actually happening is there are many incremental changes happening along the way. And for some of you, these are bigger ones, but for some of you, they're so small that even being in the present moment, it's like you miss it. You don't miss it until several of them have happened. Now, the thing that they're showing me, I'm going to use these two as an example. Say you have two separate timelines right now, which is very common. We're seeing this a lot right now on the planet. So you have two different timelines. Both of them are about you, but they're just slightly different. Now, what's happening is the universe is trying to bring a merge of the best of both, so that it's almost like you can kind of put both on, pull the best of both, and then create a third timeline now. Instead of only one or the other, you actually get this opportunity for a third timeline. So what's happening right now is where it feels stagnant, it's actually like they are this close together. They're not fully merged over yet, but they're like close like this. They keep showing me it moving in like that. So it's very close, but it's not complete yet. So for some of you, it's like you're waiting for these pieces of completion and they're not quite there yet, but it doesn't mean things aren't happening. It doesn't mean your highest trajectory, highest desire, highest manifestations aren't occurring, but it hasn't completed yet. And I feel like that's very much an energy of the month of June. It's like we have to give it the month of June to see what comes to fruition, but so much is already converging or overlapping. So again, that's why for some you may be seeing these tiny incremental changes, and others you're seeing big chunks of changes. All in all, there is so much moving and happening though. They're saying on the macro scale, if you could see, like if these are the macro scale, this is massive movement, massive. But on the micro scale, which is your individual timeline, the movement might be just a little bit slower or a bit jumpier than what you're hoping for. So they're saying a key piece in this is within the perspective of stagnation, they're saying avoid the draw to comparison. Be sure not to compare your journey or your manifestations to anybody else, because what matters is your alignment, your frequency, and your manifestations, not somebody else's. Now, they're saying if you do want to compare in a fruitful nature, is if you're seeing things happening to others around you, it means it's on its way to happening for you. That's one way that we can compare in an abundant way, but don't compare in the way of seeing things happening around you, therefore you're not worthy and you're not going to get it. That's where comparison isn't worthwhile. When we can, and they're saying it's not even so much comparison when you're observing what's happening around you, but comparison comes in the moment where you create a judgment about it that affects your worthiness. So they're like, observation is fine. Comparison will pull from your energy in a way that you don't want. So interesting thought there. So again, they're saying, do not be dismayed by the feeling of stagnation, for nothing is stagnant. It is always in constant movement. So keep moving forward. Keep holding true to your alignments. And they're saying, this is interesting, they're saying, notice for how many of you, your actual natural inclination is towards peace and harmony in the perception of stagnation versus anxiety. Which is very interesting, because I would have thought that more of us would be prone to anxiety and stagnation versus peace and harmony. And they're saying, if you actually really look at it, most of you will be more inclined in the moment of stagnation to actually take a breath and be like, I'm going to allow these things to come to me. Interesting thought there. So I'm curious what you feel about that, because I'm like, but from the human perspective, we usually want to get on with something. But they keep saying, nope, notice how many of you actually are okay when you really consciously think about it, to settle in to trusting in the universe, first of all, and then secondly, feeling that energetic support within those moments of perceived stagnation. So I'm curious what you all feel about that. All right. Is there anything else here? No, they're showing me that that's really complete. So very interesting message today. I hope that helps you move forward with more ease and grace, more calm in your heart. And like they said, maybe you already are feeling that. And if so, that's fantastic. Pay attention to the here and now, as we've seen this week. And we'll see what comes tomorrow. I'm very curious. So thank you as always, everyone, for joining me. I truly appreciate it. Check out the podcast. It's the June Energy Update. And I will see you all tomorrow. Have a good one.